I love the smell of lavender, especially at night. But did you know that diffusing lavender essential oils into the air is not good for dogs? Today I'm going to share a few thoughts on the subject for the love of the pup. Hi, and welcome to RV Retirement Redesign. I'm Robin, and I'm living in the mountains of Colorado with my husband Bob and our puppy Izzy. Having traveled most of my life, I'm happy being stationary in our fifth wheel toy hauler, where we choose to live a more simple and minimalistic lifestyle as we rapidly approach our retirement years. Most importantly, we're doing this because we choose to, not because we have to. Follow along on our journey. Like and subscribe for all kinds of tips, tricks, and stories. And be sure to stay to the end for RV Gratefulness of the Week. There's nothing that beats the smell of a nice, clean, fresh home. A nice aroma to your home is pleasing to all who live there and for those who may come to visit. However, the use of candles, essential oils, and other room scent enhancers are not always a good idea if you have a pet. Our pup Izzy's a 2-year-old Maltipoo, and she truly is our baby. And therefore, we are very sensitive about making sure she's safe and healthy as we can make her. When we moved into our RV, the air quality was something we really did take into consideration. Because we live in the mountains where the winters are cold and snowy, we've really tightened up our tiny home to keep the warm air and the cold air out. And that means our home doesn't breathe or recirculate fresh air as much as we'd like, especially in the winter. Did you know that even though essential oils have plant origins, they're not always safe to use on or around pets? While I've done a bit of research on this subject, I am not a veterinarian, nor have I had any kind of training or educational experience for the treatment of pets. So please do your due diligence and check with your veterinarian before using any of these tips or information I'm sharing today. One of the articles that I used for my research was entitled Essential Oil and Liquid Potpourri Poisoning in Dogs. It was written by Dr. Charlotte Flint, who's a DVM, and I've provided a link to this article below. But in it, she says that oils such as cinnamon, citrus, peppermint, pine, tea tree, wintergreen, and others are poisonous to dogs when ingested or even when absorbed on the skin. And according to New Directions Aromatics, pets, especially cats and dogs, can experience adverse reactions to many fragrances that could also cause respiratory issues, skin reactions, and the like. Reactions really depend on the specific breed and the size of the animal, as well as the age of the pet. Smaller dogs and flat-faced dogs have greater respiratory reactions, and all breeds of dogs have thinner skin than humans do, so that topical application penetrates their skin much faster and deeper and may actually affect their nervous systems. There's many factors that need to be taken into consideration when you do use an oil or a diffuser around pets, such as the type of oil, its purity. Is it a blend or are there other ingredients in the mix? The quantity being put into the air or on the animal, and etc. So if you want to use essential oils on or around your pet, be sure to do your research on the oil you will use and check with your veterinarian. It's a good idea to have the name and number of a local veterinarian that you can call if you suspect your pet has received too much of any oil or some kind of toxic substance. If you don't have one, you can call the ASPCA's 24-hour emergency Animal Control Center. Now, I'm not affiliated with them, but I'd be happy to send you a fridge magnet to keep for emergency use if you'd like. You can see the details below. You can also download a free app from ASPCS to identify other poisonous dangers your pet may have ingested from the Apple Store or Google Play. The information is listed below for you. I've provided several articles below for your convenience. However, I can't stress enough how important it is to talk to your pet's veterinarian before you use any essential oils on or around your pet. Candles may have some of the same dangers, especially if they are scented candles. In addition, they may release organic compounds like lead, naphthalene, formaldehyde, and phthalates. Some of these compounds may cause endocrine disruptions that lead to diabetes, birth defects, and even cancer. Dogs also find the scent of candles to be quite enticing, and it might cause them to take a bite and they end up ingesting the oils and the wax, causing a tummy upset. Usually just ends up in diarrhea, but come on, nobody wants to clean that up. Pet Butler suggests looking for candles made from soy, beeswax, or blue corn, and those that are free from artificial fragrances. Find ones that have cotton wicks. They burn cleaner and put less toxins in the air. You might try Pet House Candle. I provided a link below. Don't forget the obvious fire danger and never leave a candle unattended. A good idea is to set it in a shallow dish of water and keep it out of the path of your pet's runway. Finally, you might want to rethink the use of air fresheners in general. Holistic veteran Dr. Patrick Mani says if we're putting some kind of chemical into the air merely to mask scents, then we have to be concerned about the negative implications for our pets. The volatile organic compounds that are released when we spray air fresheners into the air emits the same compounds as those in paints and varnish, fossil fuels, refrigerants, aerosol propellants, cigarette smoke, and even that smell during the dry cleaning process. Dr. Jennifer Coates, also a DVM, in her article, How Air Fresheners Can Affect Your Pet's Health, puts it this way. You wouldn't open a can of paint in your living room to improve the quality of air, but this isn't too far removed from what happens when you break out an air freshener. Remember, it's not just the airborne scent you need to worry about. It's also those particles that fall on the floor where your pet walks and then they lick their paws, thereby ingesting the chemicals. And don't forget, hairspray can be one of the big offenders. So how can you keep your home smelling nice? I did a bit of research, and while I prefer just the clean smell of soap and water, you might want to try a few of these ideas that I did find. Pure Airy is a natural plant-based odor eliminator. I found it on Amazon, and I've not tried it, but the ingredients are all food grade, all natural, and they don't use chemicals, bacteria, or alcohol in it. So if you have actually used this before, would you put a comment below and let the rest of us know how it works? Moso natural air purifying bags are suggested as an alternative to air freshener that you can actually put by your cat's litter box. And then I found Germ Guardian HEPA, the HEPA filter air purifier, and it not only captures odors, but also it will capture germ and dust and allergens. So this might be a good alternative for somebody that needs a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed today's informational video, that you learned a few things. And if you have anything you can share, we would love to hear from you. Put your comments below. We love learning from each other. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You don't want to miss the next episode. I'm grateful to you for tuning in today. Thanks for staying clear to the end. And if you like today's RV Gratefulness, you can see more on our website and our Facebook page.